their leaves get very big.
Now she is a bit root bound there, just a bit. We're going to have to propagate that one. Gloriosums love pon. She's growing out of the pot. I'm having visions of running barefoot in the summertime.
Sugar.
Oh, no, bloop, bloop, bleeper, bleeper. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Shirley and this is Lily. And Lily's going very sleepy with me right now, but I think you better go to your bed. Say hello. Say hello. Anyway, all right then. So today I thought we would get on with some plant care, plant chores. There's plenty and plenty of things that I have to do around my 180 plus plants. And I thought today the most important thing for me was to try and get this one done first. So I'm just going to pull this a bit closer. This is my Hawaiian Pothos, Hawaiian Queen Pothos. And she's really quite big now. Now, I had her on the arch, which is just there, actually, by the camera. And she was growing up the arch, and she was doing very well, and she was lovely over Easter. It was an absolute picture. And I did a video that you can see here. If you want to go and have a look at that, that was a tour of the room. And this is getting very big, leggy, and it needs to go on a pole. So I think now is the time to do that. So let's get started. So now I'm in the office. Now these plants do need to have sort of bright but indirect. Now when I say that, I do mean bright, but not full on. So you will have to, you know, use a bit of common sense, that wonderful word that we're all hearing these days so often said, and it is absolutely true, isn't it? You have to use your common sense for everything. Anyway, I'm going to try and get her out of here. If I can get her out of here whole and keep as much of this soil on her as possible, because there's nothing really wrong with this soil, then give her a squeeze. Then I can keep it because there isn't much wrong with it, and I can just add some of my other soil. So I'm just going to get her out first, and then we'll talk about the soil that I'm using today. I don't want to snap anything. She is a bit delicate, so I think I might just try and inch her out. Put my fingers down. Oh, got that lovely smell of earth. Do you have that? That lovely smell of earth. I know it's silly, isn't it? It's dirt and everything, but there's something so rich about earth. I'm having visions of running barefoot in the summertime. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Got her. I have got her out. Wow, just look at that. She's got a good root mass. She's not pot bound, but as you can see, she can do with a bit of extra soil. So actually, I think I'll just gently put her there. And now I'm just going to go back from my soil. Now this is my Aroid mix. It's a wonderful houseplant soil. And I've added to that big, chunky and small pieces of orchid bark, big and little. And I've also put some worm castings in there. Worm castings is very good for your plants. If you can get it, get it. Add some in your soil. And then after about 6 months, you could just sprinkle a little bit on the top of your soil, work it in with a little twig or something. It's really rich food and nourishment. Now I'm just going to add to this. I shouldn't really be doing it with this one, but add to this some perlite because you literally cannot do without perlite. It's just so good. But it's not healthy for you to breathe it in. So don't play around with it. Just work it in gently, pretending you're working in the flour there to make your apple pie pastry, and just give it a little turn. Okay, a little bit more. Just try and shove it down a little. Okay, now I'm going to put a bit of this in at the bottom, and then I'm going to put her back into her new pot. And she'll get all the enrichment and nutriments from this as we water her. Now the other problem is, you are going to guess it, aren't you? I've got to put the Mosspole in. So I better just try and get her in first. Try and find where the front of her is, if there is a front and a back. Yep, I think that's the back. And this is the front, where all the growth is. So I'm just going to inch her back in again, lift her up a bit, try not to break anything. Isn't she looking good? I'm so proud. I'm finally doing this, you know. I've been wanting to do it for ages. But then I knew Easter was coming and I thought she'd look lovely on my wooden arch beams with all the little pretty things, you know, bunnies and eggs and whatever going up the arch there. So I thought, well, I'll try and do that for that video. So I have shown you that a bit earlier on. It'll be down below in the description if you want to see it. And she's already clinging on to her Mosspole. Did you see that then? Right, now I'm going to try. It's like one of these slapstick comedies trying to do this. I'm going to try and put this in and pray to God. Pray for me, everyone, right now. Pray. God is merciful.
Sugar.
Oh, no, bloop, bloop, bleeper, bleeper. I didn't say anything, honestly, I didn't. I'm a good girl. She's in. Right, now, what you want to do when you get to this stage, if you're clever, not like me, actually, she could do with pushing down a bit more. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. Where's my, have I got my rod? Oh, I'm going to try. Oh, this is just ridiculous. I mean, how to make a complete mess of your video in 2 easy lessons. Okay, up goes the broom. Stand back, everybody. I don't think it's going to work. I've lost the broom. Oh well, it'll have to do. She'll have to cling on to something and it'll have to just settle down on its own. I'll try and push it down later, I swear. Right, now, here we go. Inside your little box of tricks that you have with your Pothos, I mean your, what are these things called? Mosspoles. They give you some little Velcros. I don't rate them really, but it looks like they're going to work. So what I'm trying to do now is hope that that does not fall over and untangle, which I should have done earlier, but it was a bit difficult while she was in her own pot. Just untangle some of these. There's only about four or five of these beautiful long threads. Pray nothing's broken. Oh dear, I'm not sure if that's broken. Oh, lost one. Okay, we're gonna have to propagate that one. No problem. Just get a few roots on her and I can put her back in with everything else. So if that happens to you, don't fret. Cut below the node and put her in some water. She has nodes going all the way up there. You can either make 2 or 3 of them, or you could just leave this one, maybe cut this one in half, find the next node, cut below it, and then put that bit, take that leaf off, put that bit in the water. And the same with down here. And then you will be able to root that and put that back into your lovely pothos. It is possible that it could happen to you because really, if you've left yours as long as me, then, you know, it could easily happen because, I mean, I kept saying I was going to put her on a Mosspole, but I mean, I was going to do it at Christmas. I still didn't manage to do it. It just goes on, life goes on. You just can't always get to everything. So I'm going to try and wrap her around a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is just put one somewhere up here. And then where it's comfortable. You could rearrange these at a later date. The main thing is just to get your pothos on. And that's on there. And now I'm going to get another one. I've cut a couple up. I have to keep cutting these things up. So as the video doesn't go on and on with just one plant, I'll just do a couple of them just so that she's actually on the pole. And then I'll finish her off later when I can get to her. And so you want to just put them on. Now, when I use the other type of Mosspole, I wrap it around. But with this one, I just felt like I wanted to try and put it more to the front. I think this is going to work either. They're not that good, these things, but they are soft. I think I'll tighten them up later when we finish the video. Main thing is just to get her up and get her on, and I will definitely propagate. She wants to go down now. It's being difficult. Oh, you're going to have to move over, dearie. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my way. There you go. This is a bit like doing sweet peas, isn't it? You know when you do the sweet peas outside. I've got another tag. Get a little bit of this. Okay. Anyway, these plants, they love the light. Now, they grow up trees. And do they grow up trees? It's quite a long way that they grow up these trees. And their leaves get very big. Now, with pothos, the taller they grow up, I'm going to have to get more soil in here. The taller they grow up, the bigger the leaves are at the top. So now that she's in a proper Mosspole and with the right light, and that means a lot of light, but not burning. So remember, never put them in direct sunlight. It's tempting, but you can't do it. So always look at where the sunlight moves to, because that's very important. You know, you go in and you put your plant down and you think, oh, you're going to get some sunshine. And then you forget the sun's going to move. And as it moves, it could get closer to a leaf or two, and then you've got a scorch. We've just had it with one of our plants. It's just such a silly mistake to make, but, you know, what do they say? Silly mistake, mistaker to maker. You feel such an idiot, you know. But you have got to remember this. It's just a simple thing you have to remember. And also, they need their their fertiliser now more than ever. They're growing. This is the time to do it. Now, with a soil like this, they're getting a lot of nutriments, a lot of goodness. And they've got a lot of air with this extra soil that I've done. There's lots of perlite, there's lots of bark, and then they've got the worm castings. If you can get the worm castings, you know, get it. It's really good. And position your light. Now, if they're on the floor, then the light will be basically above them, won't it? More above them than on them. And that's what you want. You want that light up there somewhere. So if you put her on a table, the light's going to hit this way from the windows. So you want her on the floor, but where the sunlight, at least the light of the sun, not the penetrating sun, is going to come across and up if she's down on the floor. Is what I'm trying to explain. Because you have to have these leaves to want to go up. And they do naturally. There's plenty there, isn't there? It's going to look so good. So this now is the Pothos Hawiian. And we'll see how she goes with this Mosspole, which I've never used before, as you can tell, because of my difficulty in getting it on. But it is a tricky thing, I've got to tell you. But it's worth it if the plants can. Now, what you want to do is you want to water from the top with fertigated. I prefer fertigated fertiliser because then they have this tiny bit of fertiliser. So if you fertilise your plants once every 6 weeks, work out how much you give them and break it up into a tiny amount per week. And that equal amount then will go into the water that you normally give them. And you can put a little bit of it through the top as well because the moss needs to be kept fairly moist. And then the plant naturally wants to grow up and cling onto something. So as it does, it will feel the moisture in the sphagnum moss, and that will make it want to even more so cling on to the pole, and so it will grow up. So there we are. That's that one. So now on to the next one. I think we'll go on to Florida Beauty and plant her. Okay then, so now I'm going to do this one. This one is Florida Beauty. She has a big sister who is Florida Ghost, for any of you, who know this plant. She's absolutely stunning, just look at that. She has these wonderful pale leaves, and she's, if I can hold on to her, she's actually got new shoots now because of the time of the year, and this one is going to be very pale as well. Can you see how pale that is? Fantastic. So she's growing quite well. I'll probably have to pot her up as well soon in another pot. But I put it down here for now. Quite a few people put them on moss poles, and you can do that. But I'm enjoying her the way she is. Now, this is Florida Beauty, and I've just got her out of a little pot. Put her back in a pot. She looks nicer in a pot. And she is growing very well. I've only had her a little while. I think I mentioned her in the last tour. And can you see how shiny and glossy these leaves are? And she's got another leaf coming up now. She's already opened one of them. I think it was this one. And she's got a couple of little ones down here. So while she's in this growing state, I've got a kind of stick here to try and steady her. I want to get her into a bigger pot because this is just silly what she's in at the moment. So we'll go to the table. Okay then, so now we're going to start with Beauty. But just before I start with Florida Beauty, I just want to fill up this water and put this poor thing in some water because, you know, I can already see the leaves are being affected that fast. So let's just give her a little drink, shall we? It'll take a minute. And what I'll do is I'll just spray, oh, I can't stand the smell of this stuff, a bit of cleansing liquid. It's actually alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and water, and it's brilliant. You can spray your plants if they have mealybugs. You can get the mealybugs off, spray your plants with this, and it will kill any of the eggs. It will kill the mealybugs dead if you want to do that before you take them off. It's up to you. I wasn't going to talk about that sort of thing today. But anyway, this needs to be cut off. There is a node. So I'm going to cut that there. Take the last couple of leaves off, which seems like such a shame. I can't stand doing this sort of thing, you know, taking leaves off unless I absolutely have to. So I'm going to cut there, and then just cut there. Right, so take a leaf. I'll have to take this leaf off. That's a shame, because it's a nice one. Right, so I'm going to put this in water. I'm going to hope that she does okay. I'm going to have to put some more water in here because there just isn't enough in this little bottle. Let's give it just a bit more. You have to keep a close eye on this because at this time of the year, the weather, it's amazing how the water just cut off just below the node. The water just disappears, doesn't it? Into the atmosphere. Right, well, we're going to try that. Now, I'm just going to put them somewhere, possibly over here, actually, just while we're doing the next one, because I don't have the room, quite honestly. Okay, that's that. All right, then. So here she is, the stunner. She's so beautiful. I know she's going to get big and gorgeous. And just look at the gloss. I'm always saying about it. The gloss on these ones is just lovely. And she's got some beautiful little baby leaves down here. Now, again, she's variegated. That means that she has to have more light. So you have to make sure she gets her light, just like the Hawiian, because she is also variegated. So here we go. She's come out of the pot quite well. I'm not going to ruffle up those roots because she's relatively young plant and she doesn't look at all in any form roughed up or anything like that. I can just have a quick look in a minute to see what those roots look like. Same sort of soil. This arid mix is very good for your philodendrons, alocasias, pothos, quite a lot of plants actually. I might need to put just a bit more in, just see if I can get her out. Don't want any more accidents. Now she is a bit root bound there, not too much, just a bit. See that? So I've got her just right now. So I think we'll just loosen just a little bit down here because it looks a bit matted. Very gentle. We don't want anything happening. No shocks to the system. Just put her in the soil. She's going to love this soil. It's just what she needs now. Lots of nutrients, lots of air. Just knock it in there. And she'll be in a nice big pot. It's about an inch all the way around, bigger than she is. Her other pot, that is. And that give her plenty of room to start stretching out. Then maybe next spring. But I mean, if she grows really well, I may have to repot her again. But we'll just see how she goes. This is going to do her a lot of good. It's like giving them a roast dinner, isn't it? And they get all this goodness. It's just what they need. So I'm just tapping that in a bit firmly down there. try and keep her solid so she doesn't fall over. I'm going to stand up now. Yeah, so bright light and fertigate or regular fertilizer and lots of good, lovely mix, which you can make yourself at home. There you go. Doesn't she look nice now? All she needs is a nice white pot to put her in. So I'm just going to put her on the end of this table and hope she doesn't fall off. Okay then, so now I'm on this side of the room. I've got some more plants here to show you. First of all, I just want to show you my Gloriosum. She's doing so well. I put her in pon a little while ago now. I mean, what would it be? Is it 2 months? I lose track. It's not that long. Look at what we have. We've already had this new plant. I wish. New leaf. Just look at that. Now, I showed this to you in a previous video. And I did show putting her in pon as well. There's a video on that just of here for you to look at if you want to. But this is the new thing. This is the new kid on the block. Look, it's a brand new shoot. And I'm so excited because this is her first pon. And I didn't know whether she was going to die on me, survive or what. But no, she loves it. So Gloriosums love pon. So the only trouble is she's growing so well. She's growing out of the pot. And today I wanted to repot her in pon, but I've run out of the pon. I don't know how I've done it, but I have. So next time I do a video on plant care, I'm going to repot her. So if you see pon in the title, then you know it's probably her that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm really happy. She's just wonderful. I'm so happy about her. And while we're on this subject of pon, another update. This one has gone nuts as well. Now, she was not that big. She really wasn't. She was like here. We put her in pon at the same time. Look now. She's had extra leaves, which is a good thing because 1 or 2 of her leaves had gone brown during the winter and I've had to cut bits off. But she's had some extra leaves. Just look at these. Wonderful. She's a Monstera Albo, Halfmoon. She has had a Halfmoon leaf in the past, but that died the death, I'm afraid. Can't see without looking. Woo! I'm going to drop her in a minute, I just know it. That had a lot of white here as well, and for some reason it went a bit brown. But since she's been in the pond, she's done really, really, really well. And she's doing so well. I'm so happy. So I had to tell you, I had to show you that one. This gorgeous little Halfmoon variegated baby Adonsonii. She's really doing well. Now, she was a lot smaller, and at one stage I thought I was going to lose her. I've put her in Stratum, and just look at her now. She's fluffing up, filling out, and she's had new leaves. So I just think she's doing so well. I've got one of these stickers here because I've had an outbreak of these awful, awful gnats. But I've treated all of them, and I could put in the notes below in the description the stuff that I use, which is perfectly safe to use, you know, for children and pets to get rid of these gnats. But they don't normally like pon, which is the good thing. But I can't put everything in pon, it's too much work. So I thought now we'd go back. Oh, I'll just show you this one. This one is my Marble Queen. And if you can go down to the floor there with the camera, you can just see all the beautiful marble. But over the winter, she's reverted to green. So I'm putting her by the window to get a lot of sun and the fancy light above. So I'm hoping, I might put her in the conservatory as well, come to think of it, just to get that marble back into those leaves. But she's fine on a moss pole. She's been doing really well. I mean, she was about like this sometime last year. She's grown even through the winter. She's done so well. So I thought I would try to put my Pinnatum, my Epipremnum Pinnatum. And isn't she doing beautifully? Can you see the variegation on those leaves? And the good thing is I've only had her a few weeks, but look what's happened. We've had this amazing shoot. And it's not just this one, it's some around here as well. So if I've got time today with you, I'll put her on a moss pole. If not, I'll put it in the next video, but I'm going to try and do it. Look at this. Look at this. I've just realised it's dangling down. So, you know, she really does need to be put on. So I think I'm going to take her to the table and we'll see if we can get this done as well. Okay. I unpicked the Pinnatum and she is super. Just look at that lovely plant. Look at that. She's a marble Pinnatum. And you can see these colours. Just look at these colours. Just look at these. And there's lots of little leaves trying to start. She's gorgeous. And she reminds me a bit of an Adonsonii come marble queen pothos because, you know, there's these little fenestrations and yet there's all this lovely marble colouring. Beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to put her straight on to this moss pole. Now, the problem is, guess what? I've run out of moss. So I'm going to have to get some more moss. But I've got enough to basically put her on. So I think I'm going to get her on and get myself some moss and fill it up later on. But just for now, I'm going to get her in here. So I think I may have a problem because she is a bit widespread. I'm just going to get some of this soil in here first at the bottom. And then it's nice to put your plants on moss poles yourself, especially if you get something like this, because then as they grow up, you can add the next part. And these plants love to grow tall, climb. And it's nice to have them against a wall or in a corner, so long as they've got their sun, of course. There's always that problem to worry about. Now, I may have a problem here. I may not get her in this pot. I thought this pot would be perfect, but let's see what she looks like once I get her out of this soil, if I can get her out without breaking anything. Nope, it's a bit awkward. I have to tip her. Let's see if I can shake her out. Up, there she goes. Oh yes, she needs to be repotted. You should see this underneath here. Look at those roots. They're getting matted, look at that. I think she needs to go in a bigger pot. I'm going to get a bigger pot. I'm going to redo this. This one's a bit bigger still, so we'll do this. God, please, please, moss, don't come out. You know what? I should have wet the moss, shouldn't I? That would have done it if I'd wet the moss before I started all this. See, sometimes you really do have to think ahead. Now let's try. See if I can squash this and get her in. Just squash her a bit this way as well. God, I hope I'm not damaging her. Just gently manoeuvre these roots a bit. See if I can get her in. Something here. The hell is this? It's what's left of the stick. that she was in. God, how weird. Oh, that was a weird feeling. It was so weird. I won't say any more. Now then, let's try and put her in. Put her in. She's in. A bit squashed, but I think she'll spread out a bit round the sides. Okay. Now, to find some of these long ones. I'll try not to break them, which is what happened last time. Actually, I don't think she's... I need to move her around a bit. Oh dear. These Mosspoles, odd things really, aren't they? They just want to fall over. I got this in advance and it's all sticking together. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Right, let's get a nice long one. One. I'm doing this backwards for your benefit for the camera, but it's a bit awkward. Let's get a long one. Take her up the middle. Got to find I think I'm becoming a bit of a genius at this. Doing it backwards. It's a good job it's clear, isn't it? Because then at least I can see what I'm doing. There you go. So that's starting to look a bit more like. We've got a little one here. I'm not sure where to put that one. You've gone up there. Where are you? You're over there. So you've got to go that way. That's that one. Oh, try and find her. Oh, this one's a big one. Gosh, I'm going to be putting the second half of this in before I know it. Look at the length of that. Wow. Doesn't she want to grow? Wow. Look at this. I'm not sure what to do, whether I should be wrapping her around it or going straight up. I suppose I could have wrapped her around. We've got a smaller one here that's still quite tall. I'm running out of these holes, that's the problem. Maybe there. It's that one. One more tidy her up. Right, I think that'll do. There we go. Right, what does she look like? Well, she's on. She's on for now. Let's see how she grows. This bit's still quite tall, look at that. There we go, she's on the pole. So I've got to get some more moss in here, give her a good drink, and look at her for the next few days and faff, because that's what I'm going to be doing.
See how she goes, see how she grows.
See how she goes, see how she grows. I'm going to be going, oh, a little bit more here, a bit more there. And I'm going to be putting this up before I know it, aren't I? Anyway, that's that one. So, making a lovely mess here. That's that one for now. So, I've just finished. I'm going to go and get the plants now. Well, I've put the plants in place for now. They should get lots of light here in this part of the living room with all the windows and the conservatory and everything. So I'm really happy that I've done that. I've been wanting to do it for ages. And here's Beauty all potted up. And I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope you can join me in the next one. And remember, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Bye.